Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you're watching Nature Nell, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you guys have been following me for quite a while, I appreciate you guys so much. I always say this and I'm never going to get tired of saying this because you know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that have been doing this for quite a long time, and I have noticed even myself that I follow some YouTubers that sometimes some of the viewers fall out and they stop commenting, and I honestly don't have that with you guys. You guys have been such great supporters. This is why I am doing this more and more and more. I never thought I was going to reach 4.5 years. I'm going to be going on 5 years. I honestly thought maybe 2-3 years and then I'll move on to something else, but it's just gotten so much better, and it's with the help of you guys. Honestly, I'm not really trying to fluff it up, but this is really the truth. And you guys are always engaging in your comments. You leave me great ideas. You tell me how great the thing, by what I read, that's how I adjust my channel. Now with that said, I want the newbies to do the same. I want the newbies to do the same because the more we have, the better we can adapt the channel to be good for everybody. You know, and I always try to give you guys content that's educational, that's awe-inspiring, like the Mercedes visit that I just did. I am so inspired by her. This is like the 4th or 5th time that I do her visit, and she always has something new to show us and to teach us. So I'm really excited about those home visits. I got a lot more coming up in the spring. I've been talking to several people, so there's going to be a lot more content coming through. So some surprises that I cannot mention right now, but there will be some crazy surprises you guys will not believe. Now let's put that to the side and do what we're here for, which is the haul. Now I went to Motes, Mercedes house, and the Circus Orchid from OFE's, and I got a bunch of things that I brought back. And yes, Mercedes gave me an amazing gift. She always is so generous when I go. She loves to give me gifts. And you know, when I go to these home visits, even though I don't show it on film, I always do like to take a little something of myself. So I've been cutting some tamarind wood and making these really cool hangers, so I'll send you guys photos of that. I gave one to her, to Mercedes, and I gave one to Leah, and they both sent me photos immediately. They already used them. They're like, I love this wood, it's so awesome. So I like to take some things. I take fruits from my garden. We have avocados and mangoes and all kinds of other fruits that when in season, if I'm doing a home visit, I usually take a bag of organic fruits to them. So it's a beautiful, like I always say, gift exchange of appreciation. When you exchange gifts, you're really showing your appreciation. It's not about, it's like Mercedes says, you don't need another orchid, but the exchange is the gratitude, and I appreciate that so much. So I'm gonna show you guys what I got. I don't know where to start. I think I'm gonna start with Mercedes because it's really awesome. I was not expecting her to give me that, and I felt a little bit bad. I'm like, no, Mercedes, that's too nice of it. She goes, no, I have too many, because she is the master of cultivating and dividing and regrowing orchids. So everything she has, most of everything she has now, it's divisions from her garden. So I'm going to show you what she gifted me. Isn't that not amazing? It's a Solangeanie rochessinii. Now I will go here like I normally do so you guys can get a closer look. Look how many strands of buds this has. It is absolutely incredible. And she does her own tagging, which I so appreciate that. Let me see, because the sun is, if not, I'll just put it on the bottom. You know, I'm not going to spend 2 hours trying to show you a tag. I'll just put it on the bottom on my editing. But she puts this on cocoa fiber, the coconut fiber. She blends, she puts moss in there, and on the bottom, she puts these. She cuts pieces of packaging styrofoam, and she puts it on the very bottom so there's drainage. And sometimes she even puts lava rock. And then on the top, she fills it with moss. So the roots and the top is covered with moss. As you can see, it's right up to the base. It's not all the way up. So don't ever put moss up here because you will rot your orchids. You want to do it right where the base starts, on the bottom. As a matter of fact, I'm touching, it's a little dry. It's been very cool here, but dry, not humid, not as humid as it usually is. So, gracias Mercedes, esto está espectacular. Estoy enamorado con esta orquídea. I told her that this is a spectacular piece and I'm totally in love with it. So I have it up here because I want to enjoy it here in my terrace where I can see it. Because if I put it back there, I won't be able to see it. Now, I am going to show you what I got at Motes as a whole, because I am going to do a project and I'm going to share that project with you guys. I'm actually going to start doing how-to videos. That's one of the surprises. You've been asking me so much on how to do certain things, and I am going to start doing chandeliers like I did before and show you guys how easy, because you know, I don't like hard work when it comes to creating things. I like it to be functional, sturdy, and beautiful. And this is one of those. I'm going to first pull out, I got this beautiful cone at Ban Young, right? And these, oh, don't get on there. Let me see. There's hooks everywhere. There. I forgot there was a hook there, made it easier, because this is heavy, guys. It's very heavy. Now these are the Vandas that they sell at Motes, which I am obsessed with, because they all come out different. Even when you get the same one, the seedlings tend to come out different. Now these, I'm going to put the name and I'm going to try to put a photo next to it. I'll talk to Bart and see if he has photos of these, because a lot of these are bloom ready, but they're not in bloom. This is an idea that just came up because I didn't know where to put them. You can get a hanger, you know, the pot hangers, and you could just tie wrap them just like this. And it's an easy peasy, like I said, I like easy and functional. This is very sturdy, it's not gonna move. And you could just hang them like that, like a little mini chandelier. See how quick that project could be? That's what I like, quick projects that are effective. Now right here is the tag, let me see. You know what? I put on my glasses. I'm doing this without my glasses. No wonder everything's blurry. All right, oh, much better. All right, this is, I'm seeing it in reverse. Vanda Motes, Bright Sprite. Cross with a Vanda Motes Blueberry. And then this one here is a Papilionanda. That sun is so bright. Papilionanda Naoki Sunrise with a Papilionanda Naoki Kawamura. I don't know if you can see it there. I'm trying to stay away from the sun because the sun will wash it out completely. So I'll try to put the photos there underneath. My greenhouse is getting so full. I have to figure out something soon because I'm constantly rearranging, because things do get big and then I keep bringing more stuff home and it's a never-ending process. So this one is a Papilionanda Motes Black Star. Oh, this one is beautiful. This was like a really deep purple. They had the sample over there. I'll see if I can find the video or I'll just put the photo. And again, I did the same thing. I put him on one of these pot hangers. It's very quick if you come home, and when you come home and you have several of these Vandas, you don't just want to throw them on your table. Not that it's going to kill them, but me personally, I like to hang them immediately. So that's a quick fix. That's something you can do. You can keep them like that, or you can just put them with tie wraps for the time being. Now these I do have, because the flowers are all dying off. These were blooming. This is one that I wanted so bad, and even Bart Motes told me you need to get that in your collection. The Multiverse. I love the name, first of all. It is the coolest name, and they are all so. You know what? Hold on. I have the light here. There we go. That works. So these actually are all different. When you buy these, some will be redder, some will be more yellow, some will have more of a different pattern. But I fell in love with this. It's so cute. Look at that. Let me see if I, there we go. Very pretty flower. So all these that I'm showing you from the Motes are gonna be hung on that, on this cone right here. And the reason I'm using these is because they don't get so big. I mean, they're gonna get longer, but they don't get so wide. Now the roots pretty much stay on the shorter side, so it's good for hanging. I've never done one of these with Vandas. I've done Cattleyas, which is much easier to do because they don't grow long hanging roots. So I'm gonna try it out. This one's handwritten. It's called a Banshee, Vanda Motes Banshee. And look guys, $15. I mean, come on, they were mostly, this was gorgeous. Now it doesn't look good, but I will show you the picture. This one I fell in love with. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, and this is only $15. So my whole mission was to get enough tiny orchids to put on this this vase or this cone. Now if you guys want to reach out to the Motes, let me see if that, there we go. And that looks about clear. It's funny because on my screen everything is in reverse, so it's kind of hard to read. All right, so that does it for the Motes. Let's put this, you know what, I want to put it down here because it is a heavy piece. Now normally you guys have seen that I put all my haul here. I decided to do it different this time because I want to surprise you guys. If I put it all here, you start looking in the background and seeing what I got. So this is more the element of surprise. So now, Orchid Circus at OFE. Man, was that amazing. What a great show. When I read the list, I'm gonna be honest, I was like, oh, it's not as many vendors as last time. But when I got there, it felt like there were that many vendors and more, because the ones that were there brought it down. I mean, they brought so many amazing Cattleyas. It was like the Cattleyas parade. Beautiful orchids. Vicky had amazing stuff. Udeli's, J&J, Camila. I mean, they were just blowing up the place with flowers and orchids. And I heard that Saturday and Sunday was the same. So that was my only worry, that I got there Friday because it got busy. And I saw a lot of people shopping. That by Saturday and Sunday, maybe they wouldn't have the same beauty they had, but I saw Melissa's video, I saw Roxy's video, and I'm like, oh my God, they were there over the weekend. It still looked amazing, and they brought more throughout the weekend because most of them are local artists. Tsinghua was there, great bag babies at amazing prices, $20, $25. I mean, the prices all around were a steal. So let's go get one. Let's go get one of those steals. Now, I'm sure you guys, if you watched the video, you knew I was gonna get this. This is just too beautiful. And this was at Camila's garden. Let me bring it up close and personal, so that way I can show you guys these flowers. And I was rushing to do this video, and unfortunately I couldn't do it the day yesterday. Here. Oh man, there we go. That's better. But unfortunately, there was, here, let me show you a little bit more. I'm sure you guys want to see the detail. Oh my God, the fragrance is just incredible. And I picked this one. There was one that was redder, if you look on the video, but this one had so much more flowers. And I really like floriferous orchids. Look how healthy, guys. And you know what? They have it on moss, which means I gotta be very careful when you see Cattleyas in moss, watering them. You don't wanna overwater. Like right now, oh look, it has a new growth. I didn't even see that. When you buy them in moss, water them and skip maybe a day or two. Trust me, they like to be on the dry side. Cattleyas are not like other, like Phalaenopsis or slipper orchids or even bulbophyllums. They like to be on the drier side like Dendrobiums do. Now, if you have Vandas and they're free rooted, water them every single day. Unless it's really cold, you may want to hold back on watering because you can shock them and they'll drop a lot of leaves. But when you see Cattleyas in moss, do not water all the time. Let that moss dry out before you water it again. Now here comes a big banger. This one, my friends, you guys are gonna love this one. Because I ran back and I told them, I said, I have to get that one because there was only one. She told me the seedlings all came out on the yellow side, but this one in particular came out beautiful and completely different. So I'm going to Yes, I did get it. What a beautiful, beautiful Cattleya, guys. This, when I saw this and I was filming, my heart started fluttering. I was like, what? What is this? And it sold me big time when she told me, smell it. It is like the sweetest lemon smell, unexpected. I was not expecting citrus. It's a very sweet lemony smell. Just an incredible, incredible Cattleya. Trying not to, there we go. And now this doesn't have a tag. She called it a Samora, but you know what? I gotta talk to Miss Sophia because the actual tag says Rhyncholalia Cattleya, RLC, Romero. At least that's what I see here. Oh no, you know what? Now that I look at it in the sunlight, it's Zamora. Sorry, Sophia, you're absolutely correct. I don't know why last night when I was putting everything together, I saw Romero, but it's Zamora, Z-A-M-O-R-A. Very cool name, by the way. I love that name, and it's easy to remember. So again, there is the Zamora, and Zamora is gorgeous. I can smell her from here. She has such a strong, strong fragrance. And what I love is, like Terry was here yesterday looking at it in person. She goes, oh my God, it's even more beautiful in person. It has yellow fading into like a tangerine peach. And then it has this light pink with peach and yellow in the center. It's just stunning, stunning, stunning flower. Actually, you know what? Let's keep it here as I take them out, because they look very pretty. That sun is, no matter where I put the table, it's just gonna hit. All right, now the last one that I got at Orchid Circus, I need to really make space for this one. I kid you not. Yeah, it's good space. This one I got at Vicky's, and I already had this Cattleya, and it came in moss. I didn't even think about it, and I watered it together with everything else, and it got root rot, and it broke my heart. So guys, if you kill an orchid, just to let you know, if you kill an orchid by mistake, if you do something that you know you're not supposed to do, but you did it anyways, it happens. If you're in a hurry, I'll give you a perfect example. I had to spray my orchids with Epsom salt, and I was in a hurry to go to work and do it before I would be late to work. And what did I do? Without even realizing, I added Epsom salt and then Cal Mag, which is more magnesium. Well, now I overdosed in magnesium, which will dehydrate your leaves and yellow your leaves. So I got so much yellowing that I thought to myself, I destroyed my collection. So I asked ChatGPT, what do I do? Because this was at night. When I noticed what I did, I go, oh my God, I think I double dosed. And AI said, you absolutely did. Start rinsing them ASAP every single day. Let them rinse through. So that's what I ended up doing, and it did work. It actually worked. I started noticing leaves getting firm again. They did get like a little pruny. So it happens to anybody. I know better, and it happened to me. So when you do these things, try not to be in a hurry. And if you can't do it that day, just leave it for another day. You'll be safer doing that than if you try to do everything, you know, and pack it up in one day, because that's how mistakes are made. So anyways, let's bring this mother. Dun, 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 dun. Look at this Cattleyas, guys. I just had to. It's the Amazing Thailand. So my Amazing Thailand, my original one, which was way smaller than this, did not make it. And I enjoyed it a lot. It would bloom for me a lot. But now I have an Amazing Thailand. Look at this. Look at the size of this mama. And the flowers are so beautiful. I'm so happy. It has more sheath here. Vicky was telling me, look, it's got more sheath growing on the back, so you're gonna get more. What a gorgeous, gorgeous. And believe it or not, you would think this is like $100 or something like that, 150. She sells them for, oh, you can't see it there, $80, guys, $80. And the fragrance is worth more than $80. Really, really gorgeous, gorgeous Vanda. I mean, Cattleyas. I'm so mesmerized looking at them, I'm already calling them something else. So anyways, these all three came from the Orchid Circus. I think I did a really, really good deal with the Cattleyas. I mean, I normally don't go crazy for Cattleyas, but they already had so many that I felt like, you know, why not? Let's go back to Cattleyas, and this is the season for them, and they do very well in this cool weather. It's like right now it's about 78, 79, 68, 69. It feels perfect. It's not windy, so the coolness is not heavy. So it's okay. Hold on, I'm gonna put you up front because it has a lot of lanky canes, and I am going to later on when I'm finished here, I'm gonna put some stakes so that it stays up, because when it gets too lanky like this, you will bump into them and drop them, and it could be a huge disappointment. Now I got one more that was given to me by Lorraine from Orchids and Things by Lee. And I had no idea what it was when she first gave it to me. But when I got home, I'll put the picture there. First of all, it's a super cool looking orchid plant. It reminds you a little bit of the Rincon Stylus. It is a species. There's the name. And it shoots these beautiful, long, grape-like stems filled with gorgeous, gorgeous, fragrant yellow flowers. She told me it's fragrant. So thank you, Lorraine. This is such an awesome little gift. She always is so generous and kind. And this I definitely do not have on in my collection. So these are my 4 pieces, at least that I could remember, because I always do my hauls and then I'm like, man, I forgot this, I forgot that. So I'm gonna put it here because this one's a little flimsy, and this is gonna go on one of those mounts that was sent to me by my viewer Doug. So I am definitely gonna put this one in there because they told me that these you want to mount them. Raina from J&J, who gave amazing tips at the show, she said you want to plant this facing like this, so the stem doesn't have to curve and use so much energy. If you do it like this, it'll come out. That's why they grow like that on trees. So that was a great, like, Raina filled me with so much information that was so valid and so good. And I'm like, thank you for telling me that, because I would have done it like this. So if you have these that grow out like in bunches, do it more like to a side, she says, and it helps the plant more with pushing those spikes out. All right, I want to mention, honorable mention, where did I put it? Here it is. Do you guys remember when we went to the Redlands show and I said that I believe that somebody took my bag with my orchids from Lee? Speaking of Lee, there's another Lee from Hawaii. Well, if you're listening, buddy, they didn't take them. What happened was that we had the party here that same night, and somebody, I don't know who brought the bags, but everybody put everything in the bedroom. It was chaos here. It was bags everywhere, and they put the bag in my guest bedroom. I didn't know it was in there. So Lewis, my partner, cleaning the house the other day, he's like, hey, and he shows me the bag. Now this is 3 weeks later. He shows me the bag, he goes, there's orchids in here, and I'm like, oh my God, those are the ones from Lee. So I'm thinking, dead. 3 weeks, no water, inside the house with the AC. It couldn't look any better. This is that gorgeous BC. By the way, BC means Cattleya, which is Brassavola and Cattleya together. Here's the name. Let me see if I can. I don't know if that's in focus because I can't see it because of the sun. But look how perfect this plant looks. And you know what that tells me? Good quality. I don't think most orchids would have lasted that long, 3 weeks inside a plastic bag, because it was like a bag baby with this inside. It had newspaper here and inside another bag. Beautiful. I am in awe. So this is going to go on a mount. So I've been tossing around this one because I only have one mount left from Doug. So I'm tossing around whether to put this one or this one. It all depends which one looks better on those two mounts. So this one, Lee, I did lose. This is the one that Terry was giving it the look. Remember I said, oh, there's the look. She took one and I took one, I believe. And this was it. Now, he did give me another one. I'll be right back. I bought that one, and this was a gift from Lee. And this was the one that hurt me the most because it was a gift. And I was like, oh no, he gave me that beautiful gift, and now somebody took it. Which, by the way, it did happen in the show. I heard several people complain about that. That's why I said that, because I was like, well, maybe I was another number of those people. But no, I was very lucky that it wasn't. It was just misplaced. This is a Paphiopedilum Alma Gaverii? No. I'll put the photo there. And you guys know that paths with me do really, really good. Again, firm leaves, looking amazing. And this was also in a bag, baby, in a bag. So all in all, these two should not even be alive today, but they are because they're really good quality. So Lee, congratulations. You are selling amazing orchids. That was a great test of how good your orchids are. So if you guys go to the Redlands show or Tamiami, that's when he comes down. He usually comes down for those two big shows. And like I always say, give the international vendors some love, because you know they come all the way down here from other parts of the world. It costs a lot of money to travel nowadays, and they're lugging so many orchids with them. So if you guys go to their booth, and like Lee, he always leaves empty-handed, and that shows the quality. And that's good for them because they don't have to take everything back. It costs money to ship these things, and if they have to take everything back, then the money that they're making at the shows, they're gonna have to spend on shipping back other things. So I think that's it for my haul. I don't think I have anything else. I'm trying to figure out if I look. There's a lot to show in What's in Bloom, by the way. So stay tuned. I have a What's in Bloom coming up. I have the how-to video to do the cone. I have a walk around the ranch because there's nice little surprises. I moved my Dendrobiums to the quick tent. I finally did the other shelf, and it looks absolutely stunning. Actually, you know what? There's only 29 minutes, and I know what you guys are gonna say. It was too short, because when I try to do 30 minutes, I figure, okay, let me do some that are shorter, and then I get complaints, which that's very nice of you that you like them longer. So I'm gonna stop the camera, turn it around, and show you what I did in my quick tent. And something else that I was gifted by a very unexpected person. The people who help us do certain things here in the house and maintenance and helped us do our concrete floors, they also take things to dumpsters, and they're do-all, right? And I was coming in from the Orchid Circus, and I saw something in their truck, and I'm like, are they gonna keep that? And so I said, are you throwing that away? And they're like, yes. And I go, no, you're not. You're gonna give that to me. I'll show you now. So let's turn this around and show you some more goodies. All right, guys, let me just show you real quick, because I have to acknowledge this. Lewis, who's way over there, it's early in the morning, so he's checking out all his plants and things that he's putting in the ground. He actually cleaned all this for me. I just couldn't do it. I don't have the time anymore because of work. It's a heavy season. Today is my day off. But look how nice my arachnids look now. Now you can really appreciate the way that they look. Hey, Bruce, how are you, buddy? How you doing? That's my little Batman. And come here. I know, you want to say hi to the viewers? Come here. How you doing? I have 9 rescues, guys, in this house, which I just had 2 that I put in rescue, 2 dogs that showed up here, and I sent them to the rescue. And I will talk about that at the very end. It's a very important message, so please stick by. It's something that I would like for you guys to hear and take note of. But let's just enjoy this right now, and we'll get back to that. Hopefully I will not forget. But look how pretty that turned out. So I'm thinking about putting a chicken wire around here and do a second tier. So it'll have some dimension, right? It'll be coming from here and then the top area. And then this is my Dendrobium and Vanda tree. Now I do Dendrobiums on this side and I do Vandas on this side. You don't want to put them together because they could kind of start strangling each other. Like this is pretty close to each other, but it's not. It is and is not. And this is what I've been doing. They're very easy. When you cut your Dendrobiums, Mercedes gave me this. This is the Gutton Sunburst, I think it's called. I'll put a picture of it. Mercedes, mira donde la puse. Qué bonita quedó. And she says, when you take your keikis out, don't pull them off the cane. Cut the cane because it'll still pull energy from the cane while it's establishing. And so what I do is I get these little, they look like staples, but they're not. They're garden, I think they're called garden staples. And I do clip them to make them shorter. And then I hammer them into this and it holds it super tight. Again, easy peasy. Very quick to do. It doesn't take too much time. And look how great that looks on the tree. So this is my Dendrobium section. This is where I've been putting Dendrobiums. Of course, you get a lot of these ferns that look pretty, but no thank you. Now this is a Vanda that I put here. I don't know why I put it here. I may move it from here. I think I did this before I had these here. So I may move this. I don't want it too close to the Dendrobiums. But so far, everybody looks like a happy family. I did this little one. This was a Dendrobium that died on me, and it gave me that keiki. It's from Orchids in Bloom, and it's a beautiful flower. So hopefully it'll grab on nicely, and it'll have more blooms in the future. Now, I'm not going to show you flowers. I just want to show you how I reorganized. See, everything, I had to put my showtime up here because it was getting too much rainwater and the flowers were dying. But look how pretty. For you newbies that are first tuning in, this is my greenhouse, one of them. As you can see, there's lots of flowers happening this season, lots of spikes. There's plenty happening, but now we can walk through here. It feels a lot more airy. I don't want to show too much because then you'll see everything that I have for what's in bloom. All right, guys, let's go to where I wanted to take you. Before I go to the quick tent, that's what I was saying. They were about to throw this grid tower out. And these are the industrial ones. These are way heavier than the other ones that I have. So they're great to stand up like this because they cannot be knocked down by wind or anything like that. So I am going to use this to mount orchids. Anything mounted will go on here. Where am I going to put this monstrosity? I still don't know. I have no idea. It does not fit in my greenhouse. So I'm going to have to figure out. I think I have a game plan to do it on my terrace where I have my dendrobiums and move those dendrobiums elsewhere, because this is a beautiful, beautiful piece to put all your mounted orchids. But it is a heavy, heavy boy. This thing weighs a lot. But I like the weight because I know that it will not fall and or be tossed by the wind. And imagine having that thing filled with orchids. It's like a pyramid type of shape. So I'm so grateful to my friends, my handyman, because they just had that in the car ready to go to the dumpster. And they were about to leave when I got here. So it was perfect timing. These are all my Hoyas. All right. This is just turning out so adorable. It's like a little house on the prairie. I do have the fan on because when you have them inside a space like this, it gets a little more congested. And I just watered everything, so I don't want water to be sitting because it is cooler weather. And now I don't water until it gets dried again. Geo gave me this from the Geo's, is it Geo Golden Orchids? I think that's how he's a maintenance guy for orchids, and he gave me this gorgeous, gorgeous fowl. Look at the size of this. And put some light. So Geo, if you're watching, he does follow me. Look how beautiful your orchid is. I'm going to turn this off so it doesn't interrupt with noise. Now here, I put most of my potted dendrobiums. Hey mama, here's my other rescue. This is Savannah. How you doing, mama? They're so spoiled. So I put some here. I put some there. And, you know, dendrobiums, by the most part, they're not the prettiest plants sometimes. They get very, very like caney, and the canes look very dry. But usually that they will shoot. See, this one shot 4 spikes. Don't cut those canes unless they're yellow. Like this is already ready to cut. See right here? See, once you can pull them out like this, that's it. They're done. Because they do dry after a while. They do dry up. But other than that, if you see them still green and firm, you don't, see, this is also ready to cut. I have to come back here and start looking for, and start cleaning my dendrobiums, because these, I haven't cleaned or done anything with them. But I love how they look all together now. And I build my shells out of nothing but cinder block and pressure wood. This is pressure wood, so that way when you wet it, it doesn't rot. This wood will not rot on you. It'll take many, many years before this wood rots. So if you want to do something quick and easy to put your orchids on, this is for me, this is what's worked the best. It's sturdy. Once you put all your pots, it doesn't move. It's very, very strong. So I hope you guys like what I did here. I'm very happy with it. It feels like it's back, because there was a time that I just, with my business and everything that I had on my plate, I just did not have any time to clean this up and put it back in shape. It kind of got overgrown. I do live right next to the Everglades, like literally next to the to the Everglades, a couple of blocks down, and I hit the state park borderline. So we do get wild plants that grow everywhere. The best part about it is we get beautiful birds that you don't see in the city. And it is fun to live down here, but it is a lot of work. You have to constantly be cleaning because there's wild wheat everywhere. Wild wheat? Where did I get that from? weed growing everywhere. So anyways, that is my latest accomplishment, and I'm gonna keep it open like this because when I close it, it just gets so humid here. It's already humid here. It's usually, not today, but usually it's like in the 80s and 90%. So when you have this closed, it's like 100 plus. You know, it's just way too much, and then your plants do start rotting away because it doesn't give them time to dry out in between watering. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. I don't want to show you too much because, like I said, I'll spoil the flowers that are out and about. So let's go back here. I want to have a little chat with you guys about something that's very dear to my heart. And I really hope you guys stick around to listen to this because it's something that I find to be very important. All right, guys, so what I need to talk to you about is about a wonderful rescue center for animals. I had my very first experience. Actually, Teresita volunteers at this place. I had never been to it, but it's a very well-known place. It's called Paws for You. And lo and behold, like 2 days ago, I was coming I was coming this way, and I noticed I saw two little dogs walk in front of my gate area. And they look like little Shih Tzus, and I'm thinking, oh my God, those little dogs are so cute. They must belong to someone. So I opened the gate, I let them in. They were so friendly and so sweet and so kind, but they were so dirty. They had, you know, long hair, it gets sticky with branches and things like that. So I looked at their collar, they did not have a tag. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. These two dogs, they looked almost identical. I will put videos there and pictures of them. So I called my partner and I said, what are we gonna do? We gotta figure out who owns these. So we started calling neighbors. I started walking around, which gave me an opportunity to meet neighbors further down, which I never have in the 6-7 years I've been here. And nobody knew who these dogs belonged to. And they told me, you know, in this area here in the Redlands, unfortunately, there's people who are very unethical and breed dogs. And then when the dogs are no good for breeding anymore, they just release them. And that's a very sad truth, but it is the truth. I see a lot of dogs here that unfortunately get thrown out, and they're sweet dogs because they've been in kennels, they've been used for breeding. They're used to people, but some people just, I guess they don't, I have to tread lightly here because that's something that's very sensitive to me. And I don't want to say something that's too insulting, and some of you guys may not, you know, appreciate that. But when you hurt an animal, what kind of heart do you have? You know, why would you do that? It's a defenseless little creature. So immediately I took them in, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I have 9 cats. So they went after the cats. All the cats were running. It was mayhem. So I was able to grab them and put them in my terrace. And I took off to Petco, and I bought 2 leashes, and I bought dog food. I got back, my partner was holding them, like keeping them calm. They were very rambunctious and very happy to be around us. So I asked in Petco if they can read the chip, but they don't have that anymore. So I'm thinking, okay, if they have a chip, maybe I can find the owners. So I thought, let me call Terry. She works with rescue centers to see if she can guide me and tell me what I should do. So she told me, you need to see if they get chipped. And she said the same thing. She said, sometimes they release these dogs, even though they have a collar, is because they probably were breeding them. And they were like Shih Tzu. You know how they do those mixes, Shih Tzoodles? I think they were like a poodle with a Shih Tzu. They were beautiful dogs. But when they don't need them for breeding anymore, they just dump them out. And so I ended up trying to figure out with Lewis, what are we going to do with these 2 dogs? I can't just release them back on the road because down here in these roads here, military planes, guys. I'm sorry. And I know the phone picks up that noise really clearly. So I'm sorry for the background noise. Those are F-16s that fly by here all the time. They're super cool to watch, but very noise pollution. I like my quiet and peace. You know, I don't want noise here. So anyways, long story short, I walked the dogs the next day. I walked them for about 1.5 miles around here, trying to see if anybody could recognize them. Nobody recognized them. Nobody knows whose dogs they were. And Terry told me, listen, I spoke to the rescue center. They are loaded with animals that need to be rescued, but they will take the 2 doggies because they're small dogs. When they're big dogs, it's a little harder because they're harder to adopt, but the little ones always get adopted really quick. So thank you, Terry. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough because that was tugging on my heart. I'm like, I can't keep them. My neighbor was thinking about keeping them, but he already has his dogs. He has a very big black dog that's super vicious. So I'm like, I don't want to know that I give him these 2 little dogs and they get gnawed by the big dog. So I took them yesterday to Paws for You, and they took him in, and thank you for Paws for You. You took so much weight off my shoulders emotionally because I was suffering. I didn't know what I was going to do with them. I wasn't going to release them back out, but it's like, how do I take care of these dogs when I have 9 cats in my property and they were all scattered? I didn't see my cats till this morning. Actually, that's not true. I saw them last night. They started coming back little by little. But anyways, if you guys want to adopt, please go to this place. It is, first of all, it is a beautiful place. It's very well established. They have great volunteers. If you want to volunteer, give them a call. They can use all the help they can get. And if you can't volunteer and you don't want to adopt, I encourage you, please find it in your heart to give a donation. Lewis and I, we gave a donation yesterday, and I hope that that donation helps at least for those 2 dogs that I turned in. They told me they will groom them. Oh, by the way, they did read and they didn't have a chip. So chances are they were dogs for breeding, because if they didn't have a chip, they didn't have an ID on the collar, that means, and they had a collar, that means that they were probably used for breeding. So just so you guys know that this is what's been going on, especially here in Florida, try to help this company, because if I didn't have them, I wouldn't know what to do with these 2 puppies. I call them puppies. They almost look like puppies, speaking of. But please help them out. Find it in your heart to give whatever you can give, you know. And I think that that's going to help them grow. And I'm going to try to help them as much as possible, because when I see people doing things like that, I want to, if I can help through my channel, then I will do it. It's not all about my orchids or me or my greenhouse. There's other things that are just as important, or maybe even more important, that need to be addressed. And I think that's one of those things that really, really needs to be addressed. I told Terry I'm going to start sponsoring them, even though they don't know this. On my channel, I will put their information below so you guys can help them out, because places like this really make a huge difference. And you know what I love best about them? No kill zone. They do not put their dogs out. Actually, when they adopt a dog, they chip them, so that way if the person who adopted them releases them, they will be notified immediately, and they'll take the dogs back and re-adopt them. So there's no euthanization, I think it's what it's called, on the animals. They have dogs and they have cats. And when I was there yesterday, they had some amazing, they're larger dogs, but they had like boxers and German shepherds and pit bulls and beautiful dogs that people pay thousands. And I'm like, why would you do that? Just go there and rescue a dog. So we don't need to be breeding any more dogs. We need to be adopting dogs. You know, I am guilty of that. I bought my first dog, and now knowing what I know, I will never buy another animal again. I will adopt, because there's a lot out there that need to be adopted, and they're just such beautiful souls. So they depend on us, and it's the least we can do. All right, guys. So, oh, this shirt. Do you guys like my shirt? This is from Roxy. I decided to wear it today because it's so much Cattleyas that I got. And if you guys want to purchase this or our Bubblies and Orchid shirt, please do so. A lot of you have reached to Roxy and order it, so I know for a fact we're gonna have a blast in January at the Miami International Orchid Show by the Motes, because a lot of you told me you're gonna wear your shirts. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a preview day, which there's nobody there, but then I'm gonna go the next day, which I think it's Friday or Saturday, and I'm not filming. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hang out, talk to you. If you're wearing the shirt, we're gonna take pictures, we're gonna hang out, so that way I have time to give you guys, because usually when I'm filming, it's a little bit harder to balance those two. So I think that's it. Stay to the end for the new shows that are coming up soon. I think that wraps it up for today. I am Nelson. You're watching H&L, and remember to always, always keep it green and keep it safe and keep it floral. I'll see you next time.